Hey, what's up, guys? This is Snowboarder Mike. I'm coming at you with another video today. This time we're looking at FSLY. They are reporting today, Wednesday, after market. FSLY, as you can see here, what they do is they distribute servers around the world to help large clients better get their content out there to more people in a larger area in a more secure and reliable fashion. That sounds great in a world where everybody's working from home and buying stuff on Amazon. But the picture for FSLY is not as rosy as you might think. So you can see this chart here. We've got some declining RSI. We seem to have this this level that we're sort of stuck at here at around 75. And we've got this big gap right here, right? And what is that? So that is them reducing their guidance. So on the 24th, they issued a statement saying all previously issued third quarter and full year guidance FSLY is disclosed, yada, 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 should not be relied upon, the release states. So basically what had happened is FSLY's largest client was TikTok. And we all know what's been going on with TikTok and how things are changing and everything's up in the air and God only knows. So them being a CDN, you can look up actually who uses what CDN. So here I looked up TikTok and the CDN that they use is now Akamai. And I mean, you can look all over for FSLY rather. Some of their biggest clients are Vimeo, Pinterest, New York Times, GitHub, not exactly the largest websites in the world. So you know, that's part of what caused this big decline right here. I think this was a 24% drop, which is interesting because if you look, you know, this going back to April, their stock was, you know, $10 maybe. And then it went all the way up to about 140. And now we're sort of stuck at this 75 level that we've been bouncing up and down off of for quite a while. And just looking at them versus Akamai, you can kind of see Akamai has this head and shoulders formation, and they actually do have a similar divergence here on the RSI and on the MACD. You see here is FSLY on the right, and you see that same kind of thing. You know, you can notice this head and shoulders formation here, but you see a similar formation here on the right as well. And what's also interesting is they have the same kind of shell. For them, it's at about 105. But look at this, as I'm recording this video after their earnings, and they did beat, they are just dropping like a rock. So the red line being the 200-day moving average, you can see here that FSLY is still above that, which is somewhere around this 55 range. Historically, FSLY does make big moves too. So they're a pretty new company, $8 billion market cap. But you can see, you know, minus 25, plus 13, minus 8, plus 27, minus 17. So, I mean, they're all over the map as far as the gapping goes on their earnings dates. And let's just look at a little bit more of their earnings information. So previous quarter, negative 900% surprise. So that's, that's quite substantial. Their current price, like I said, is 72.30 when I recorded this. They've got a daily trading range of about $8. And then their average move is this 17.8%, or I'll just round it to 18, which is about a $13 move right now. So, you know, we're looking at targeting, you know, a move to the downside, right? So just going over these key points real quickly. You know, they've recently lowered their guidance. They have competitors that are beating their estimates and falling. They're a big gap mover. They've had a huge increase in their stock price over the last year. And then I just looked into like, what are the insiders think? So their insider ownership is only 2%. Of the 2%, in the last 6 months, they've gotten rid of 55% of what they own. Got kind of a high short float here. You can see this recent negative price behavior, but overall for 6 months, up over 200%. These are just some sentiment indicators. You know, investors are down, analysts are down, earnings estimates are down, short-term down, intermediate down, and the lone guy being long-term price. So how do we play this one, guys? I'm going to give you one guess. We're going to short the hell out of it. We're going to focus on bounces. It is already dropping today. We'll get to that in a second. I'm recording this about an hour and a half into market on Wednesday morning. Again, the market makers are pricing in a 12% move, but we have an average of 17%. I think that disparity might be because last week we did have a lot of like subdued earnings. So historically, I just picked up because we've only had 5 earnings. I picked one of them, and this is one where you know it was a miss. So you can see here that there was a gap, quite a large gap, in fact, overnight. And then interestingly, like there's hard to kind of see, but there's a little pop and drop here, sort of a drop here, pop and drop here. And you did have this continuation, you know, going for several days. So that's something to keep in mind when you're choosing strike prices and expiration dates. Let's look at this is currently. So again, we're seeing this kind of pop and drop behavior, and then again, so this is like a very good short to bounce kind of a stock. You see that it does it quite often, quite consistently, and very much. This is a 15-minute candle, so a lot of times you're going to see that 15-minute to 30-minute pop, and then it's going to come back down. And let's see. So here's the just the 1 year daily chart. So you can see here, they had some good earnings here, and we had a several day continuation here. We had this drop with a several day continuation. And then this, like I said, this was them lowering the guidance, losing TikTok as a client about a week and a half ago. So, again, like I've been saying, the best thing to do with this one is short the bounces. We're going to target this 200-day moving average here, which is in about the 58 to 60 range. You could option or do a short today. We don't normally recommend shorting ahead of the actual call and the announcement. So if that's something that you'd like to do, probably play that one a little bit smaller. Option 2 would be if things pan out the way that we're predicting here, we can short tomorrow on any bounces with a hold time of potentially up to 3 days. And so, finally, if you want to learn how to do analysis like this, if you want to learn how to trade like a rock star, how to do it fearlessly, how to be able to hold on through a multiple day trade that's getting you those hundreds and hundreds of percents, you really gotta schedule a call. 20 minutes. These guys are super nice. They're gonna get you hooked up, and you're gonna learn a lot and make some good friends. And I really recommend it. So I hope that you guys are able to take advantage of this trade and all of the volatility that the markets have been giving us lately. And with that, let's rock. I will see you on the next trade.
Trading wins and losses is just like everything else in life that is worth fighting for. You remember your marriage? Man, it was beautiful when you were getting married, but you had no idea how ugly the losses of this divorce were actually going to be. Like opening a business, thinking you'd get rich overnight. But in the midst of it, you ended up maxing all of your credit cards just to sustain that business for a few years before you even realize a tiny bit of your first profits. Like buying a house, thinking it would go up in value forever and ever, just realizing how wrong you actually were when 2008 hit. Like having kids, it was such a great idea at first. Remember how excited you were, terrified and scared at the same time, how much joy you actually had. Until your kids turned 2. Man, the terrible twos. You thought that was bad until they turned 13, 14, 15. Shit. But you wouldn't change it for anything. You love your kids, no matter what your emotional losses or wins are with them, no matter what your financial losses or wins are. It really doesn't matter, does it? You don't quit on your kids, no matter how tough things actually get. For some of us, it's the same thing with trading. Just think, how long are your kids going to be your kids? The answer is forever. How long do you see yourself trading the markets? If your answer is forever, then you owe it to yourself and your kids to invest in the 13 market moves formula, so that your life journey of trading would be most rewarding and joyful, both financially and emotionally. Live to trade, trade to live. Conquer the world one trade at a time, fearlessly using the 13 market moves formula today.